Hey, New Life, it's Craig. I am excited that we are getting closer and closer to reopening for in-person worship services. It has been a blessing to be able to worship with you online these last couple of months, but we're looking forward to being together again. And I know that a lot of you are wondering what that's going to look like because it's probably not going to be exactly the way it was. We wish it could be. We wish we could just say, poof, snap our fingers and everything's back to normal. But I think that's probably not going to be the case in most areas of our lives for a while. And so I want to thank you for filling out the survey. As of the recording of this, we have had 105 separate responses to the survey, and that represents almost 300 people when you add up the family members. So we are thankful for that survey. It has confirmed a lot of what we already thought, that people kind of run the whole span of where they're at when it comes to COVID-19 and regathering and all of those kinds of things. And so what we want to do is we want to create opportunities for you to return if you're ready to, but also encourage you if you're not ready to continue to worship with us online. We'll kind of be bringing things back in phases, falling in line with the Commonwealth of Virginia and the CDC and their recommendations and their requirements. We have a set of requirements we have to meet as well. And so I just want to walk you through a few of the things that you'll notice and a few of the things that you need to know as we prepare to reopen for in-person services on Sunday, May 31st. First of all, our plan right now is for services to meet at their normal times at 8:15, 9:30, and 11 a.m. The 8:15 service is going to be your best option if you are older or if you have a higher risk for illness. We would strongly encourage you to consider the 8:15 service. It's when the building will be at its absolute cleanest. Services, unfortunately, will be limited to 90 people. We have to go by the number on our certificate of occupancy, and that number is 180. And so at one time, we are only permitted during this phase to have 90 people in the building. We have arranged our seating area to allow for social distancing between families. We have put as much stuff away as possible to create more space in the hallways. But it doesn't matter how much of that we do. Our limit on people in the building at once is 90. And understand that includes me. That includes any of our tech volunteers. That includes any of our staff that will be in multiple services. And so you may be wondering how we're going to handle that. Well, unfortunately, for at least a few weeks, we're going to have to do service signups. And so we'll be sending out a link early next week that allows you to say, hey, I'm coming to this service and this is how many people are coming. And when it gets to the limit, we're going to have to cut it off. And I know that sounds crazy. I could never have imagined being at this point, but until the restriction on 50% capacity is lifted, we do have a responsibility to keep our facility under 90 people. So be on the lookout for that opportunity to sign up for a service. You just may need to pick a different service. If you're a person who could shift to 8:15, we'd love for you to do that because it would create an extra seat for another person. Again, we will continue to live stream the 11 a.m. service on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're not ready to come back yet, we'd encourage you to live stream. Communion and offering are questions that are going to come up. We are not going to be able to pass anything for the time being. So we will have prepackaged communion ready and available on your way in spaced trays so that you can grab however many you need and take them to your seat with you. And we will still take communion together after the sermon, as we always do. We also won't be passing the offering plates. Instead, we have mounted lockable offering boxes in the back of the auditorium. And so you can just drop your tithe off there on your way in or on your way out. You can also give online by visiting newlife-christian.org/give. I know this one's going to be a big deal to some of you, and I'm sorry, but for the time being, we will not be serving coffee and donuts. I know, I'm sorry. It pains me as well. You're welcome to pick up your coffee on the way or bring it from home, but because of just some of the restrictions and because of the way we serve coffee, we're going to have to put that off for a little while. Additionally, we have discontinued use of the water cooler. We're really trying to limit shared surfaces. And so those are some small steps that we have had to take. We will be utilizing less greeters, and the ones that we do have will be outside the doors when weather permits. And they're not going to shake your hand. They're just going to give you a smile, give you a good morning. We're discouraging any unnecessary physical contact. When it comes to kids ministry and student ministry, we want nothing more than to be able to get back to those meetings as well. But as we return to in-person gatherings, at first, we will have family worship. And so we will be delaying the return of all kids ministry and student ministry activities at least for a few weeks. We'll keep up with the Commonwealth of Virginia and their recommendations. The Nursing Mothers Room will remain available with a live feed of the service, though. And we'll also continue to publish our kids ministry and student ministry moments at 10 o'clock every Sunday morning on Facebook and YouTube. Life groups are a question that have come up quite a bit. When are we going to be able to get back to life groups? We are comfortable once the services begin on the 31st. We are comfortable with life groups beginning to meet at the church. There will be some standards that we send to the life group leaders, some responsibilities as far as kind of cleaning up after yourselves that we're going to have to follow. But we would love in the smaller groups for you all to be able to start getting back together. And so keep up with your life group leader on what that's going to look like. Just a few general reminders we want to make sure you understand. If you have a fever or symptoms of COVID-19 or have knowingly been exposed to a COVID-19 patient in the last 14 days before a Sunday, we ask that you not enter the building. We do encourage you to wear a mask. I know that people fall all over the map on masks, but we encourage you to use a mask, and we'll have some extra disposable masks available near the main entrance. We have hand sanitizer stations that will be available throughout the building. We are utilizing a cleaning checklist between services, and I would make this plug: if you're interested in volunteering in a new way and you'd be interested in helping us take care of the cleaning checklist between services, we'd love to talk to you about that. I would encourage you to reach out directly to me, and I can help you plug in to that. We're asking that everyone please limit physical contact. You may be comfortable with handshakes and hugs, but not everyone is yet. And so I would encourage you to just err on the side of caution there for everyone's comfort. And then we're asking, once services end, that everyone please exit the building in a timely fashion to allow that in-between services cleaning to take place. We're hoping for good weather, and the ability to socialize outside will be huge, but we really need to be able to clear the room so that we can wipe everything down, take care of the seating area, the restrooms, the entrances, the hallways. I want you to understand, this may sound overwhelming, and to some of us it may even sound ridiculous, but I want to remind you that this is all temporary. And I think, temporary discomfort for the sake of being able to be together again and do so in a safe way, to me is worth it. If it wasn't, we wouldn't be opening on the 31st. And we'll continue to monitor the recommendations of the CDC and the Commonwealth of Virginia. We'll continue to watch what is going on in our area and beyond and follow best practices. And again, if you aren't ready, don't worry about coming back. Keep watching online. That remains a solid option. We don't want to rush anybody, but we know that many folks are ready to be back together. They feel safe being back together, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that things are clean, that things are safe. If you've got any questions, I would encourage you to reach out. I'd be happy to do my best to answer your questions. Some things will become more clear that first Sunday of how we're going to go about it. We're hoping this doesn't last a long time, but we are thankful, so thankful for your encouragement, your generosity, your understanding through this whole process as we all figure this out together. So thank you for your time today, and we hope to see you on the 31st or soon after. Have a great day.